Welcome to the Antisocial Raider, where all we doing is talking football. And today, I got another one like the other one, man. Today, we're talking about NFL draft prospect Bryce Lance, wide receiver out of North Dakota State, the younger brother of quarterback Trey Lance. Now, before we get started, this is a small channel. This is a new channel. And if you want to help support, click that subscribe button. If you end up liking the video, then hit that thumbs up, man, and drop a comment, man. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you think. Now, let's get into it. Bryce Lance, like I said, wide receiver out of North Dakota State. He stands at 6'3", weighing around 200 pounds. I believe he ran a 40-yard dash in the 4.3s, and he had a RAS score of 9.98. Now, a perfect score would be 10. He got a 9.98, so that is an elite score. For those of you that don't know, the RAS test, it measures your cognitive ability, how fast you can recognize something, how fast you can process something. So they use that to sort of measure a player's way of processing. How fast are they able to see this and diagnose it. He had a 9.98, man, elite score. Now, let's go and talk about the football traits, man. Bryce Lance, his strengths, obviously he has the physical traits of a true X receiver, a true boundary receiver. He's very fast. He is considered a deep threat. Great hands. I believe his drop percentage was around 2%. He had something like 100 and he had close to like 130 targets. He dropped 2, right? So he has great hands, right? His route running, he has decent route running. I think that in order to highlight his strengths, I wouldn't have him run like stops. I wouldn't have him run digs or things like that. I mean, you can, but if you want to target him, if you want him to be the main focal point of that specific play, you got to get him on the run. You got to have him catch and run. What I've seen a lot is that he doesn't really have good play strength. As soon as somebody makes contact with him, like once a defender gets their arms wrapped around him, he goes down, right? I didn't really see him break any tackles. So they didn't really play. He goes to North Dakota State, so they don't really play any big schools, right? So the competition is already lackluster. So for him to not be able to break any tackles, that has me questioning his play strength going into the NFL, right? If that happens in college, what's going to happen in the NFL when you're going against bigger corners, when you're going against more physical corners, right? Now, I don't doubt that, he can get stronger. I don't doubt that he can work on these things, but that's the risk that, some people are willing to take with, production and potential. Bryce Lance he's a very good wide receiver if you can get him at the right price, right? In offense like what Kubiak is gonna run, I think that he would fit perfect in this offense for once. Now, it's not something that's like, oh, well, he fits the scheme, because the scheme is different, right? Kubiak's offense is a scheme-based offense. It's not something to where, they dial something up and they say, hey, go out there and get open. Use your talent to get open, and if you get open, we'll throw you the ball. That's not the type of offense that Kubiak runs. Kubiak runs a scheme-based offense. He says, okay, these are my players, these are their strengths, these are their weaknesses. I'm going to scheme them open. I'm going to do things to highlight their strengths and put them in the best position possible. So he definitely fits. Bryce Lance's skill set adds to what the Raiders wide receiver room doesn't really have yet, right? They don't have the big body boundary who can really take the top off, right, and has really great hands. They have Dante Thornton, but he's not that strong, right? He didn't have great hands, and he proved that last year. and he doesn't. His game speed is different than his 40 time, right? Bryce Lance's, you could just see on tape, his 40 time matches his play time, right? And he doesn't play at a 43, but I'm just saying he runs fast at a 40. He runs fast in the game. Now, since this wide receiver draft class is so deep, if the Raiders can get him in day 3, like even if it's 102, I think that's a great round, a great pick to add to the wide receiver room, right? My biggest knock would be his play strength, but you can work around that, right? I'm not expecting him, if they do take somebody like Bryce Lance, I'm not gonna, hold him to super high expectations. At the end of the day, his skill set could help the Raiders. The Raiders do need to add, although I do like where their wide receiver room is right now. If you can add somebody like Bryce Lance in day 3, I think that you can be set for years to come, right? You have a lot of receivers still on rookie contracts. You got Jalen Neller still, got a 3-year contract. And then you got pass catching tight ends, right? So Bryce Lance, to me, would be the perfect wide receiver prospect for the Raiders to target in the 2026 NFL draft. Big, fast. He can catch the ball, which is the least you can do. Just the play strength, man. That's the only weakness. That's the only knock. Besides that, man, it looks like he catches good in traffic. There's been plenty of times where I've seen, 2 defenders like right in his face, and he's able to, have enough focus to be able to catch the ball. Yeah, man, Bryce Lance, wide receiver at North Dakota State University, younger brother of Trey Lance, man. Day 3 grade. Go get him. That's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you were able to gain some perspective in some way, shape, or form. This is the Antisocial Raider. If you love football like I love football, man, go ahead and subscribe. If you like the content, then like the content. If you got something you want to get off your chest, then drop a comment. Yay.